day, folks. Welcome to Just Omer. My name is Omer C. Ahern Jr. I live in Wentworth, Grafton County, New Hampshire. And this is my periodic report to the people of Grafton County and beyond about what is going on in the Grafton County government here in Grafton County, New Hampshire. Grafton County government, that's one of 10 county governments here in New Hampshire. There are 10 counties in the state of New Hampshire, and I have served in 3 of those 10 counties: Sullivan County, Belknap County, and now Grafton County. I am just completing a 2-year term as Grafton County Commissioner, but I've also served other 2-year terms as a Grafton County Commissioner. And it's been an honor and a privilege to serve the people of Grafton County as their county commissioner. I have a long background and history with county government in New Hampshire, having grown up at the Sullivan County home, nursing home, house of correction, and farm, where my mom and dad were the co-administrators of the nursing home. That's Omer and Rosa Ahern, formerly of Plymouth, and then they moved back to Plymouth when they retired. Dad was also the corrections superintendent, and my dad, Omer Sr., was also the farm and woodlands manager. So county government is steeped in my blood and in my being. So again, I've been doing these periodic reports, and I really appreciate the help from the PBTV folks. And Jonathan has been very good in keeping me posted and keeping me online here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Grafton County government, who I serve with, what it is involved with, and some of the projects that'll be very important to you if you're a taxpayer here in Grafton County. Now, as a county commissioner, I serve District 3, which involves the towns of Campton and Dorchester and down to Bristol, Rumney, Ashland. I used to live on the New Hampshire-Vermont border, and Ascutney was on the other side of the border. And of course, Plymouth, Wentworth, Warren, and the towns in the eastern and southern part of Grafton County. I serve with 2 other commissioners. The present chairperson of the Board of Commissioners is Wendy Piper, and she has been chairman of the Board of Commissioners for several years now. Commissioner Piper does a fantastic job, and she is someone to be really commended for her very thoughtful work and try on behalf of the taxpayers here in Grafton County. We also serve, and Wendy Piper is the commissioner from District 1, which is Hanover, Lebanon, and Enfield. Then we also serve with County Commissioner Martha McLeod, from up in northern Grafton County. She serves the communities in the northern part of Grafton County, Littleton, and so on, up in that area. So the 3 of us were responsible for the operations of the Grafton County home in North Haverhill, New Hampshire, where we have a 135-bed nursing home that we're responsible for. We're also responsible for the 150-bed Department of Corrections, House of Correction, and jail. And we're also responsible for the Grafton County farm operations. Grafton County is the last county in New Hampshire to still have an active working dairy farm. And we also grow vegetables and some fruit, and we try to feed as much of that food that we grow there on the county lands into the House of Correction. And we're working with the legislature to try to have some legislation passed that would allow us, Grafton County, the Grafton County Farm, to feed into the House of Correction, the inmates, some of the beef and pork that could be processed right on the Grafton County farm lands. We have a relatively new House of Correction building, and that has some wonderful storage space for food and for preparing foods for using in the future at the House of Correction. The Grafton County Commissioners also have set up an alternative sentencing program. These are for mostly young people who have gotten into trouble with the law the first time around, and depending upon the severity of the charges against them, if they can get into the alternative sentencing program, which right now is managed by, and she's the head of the program, alternative sentencing program. The alternative sentencing director is Nicole Mitchell, and Nicole does a fantastic job. She reports to the Grafton County Commissioners once a month, and we find that the work she is doing, trying to find appropriate housing for these young people, trying to help them deal with the issues that are getting them into trouble with the law, whether it's illegal drugs or just not being as good a member of society as they should be. Nicole has a fantastic staff there working with her, and I just want to thank Nicole for all the wonderful work that she does as the alternative sentencing director. We have an outstanding superintendent of the Department of Corrections, Timothy Lethbridge. He's been with us now for just a little over a year. He's a New Hampshire native, but he has spent the last 32 or 34 years of his professional life being a superintendent of a house of correction down in the state of Florida. And we really appreciate the work that Tim Lethbridge is doing for us in trying to help the residents, the inmates in the house of correction, to turn their lives around. And he's come up with some revised policies, and he's trying to work with the farm so that the farm can provide more food into the house of correction. And the more food, vegetables and beef and milk and cheese and butter that can be produced on the Grafton County farm and fed into the Department of Corrections will save you taxpayers money. Right now, the amount of money that's being spent, according to this fiscal year 2025 budget, is $200,000 set aside in the budget just to feed the inmates. And the inmates eat very, very well. They have chicken cordon bleu. They have 3 types of creamers for their coffee, cheese. They have, the fancy fruit and fancy vegetables 12 months of the year. And yet we can produce enough food at the Grafton County farm and store it properly, whether that's winter squash, buttercup, butternut, blue Hubbard, or string beans and cucumbers and tomatoes and peppers and corn that can be, put up, the corn kernels cut off the ears of corn and then frozen or properly stored into the future. And again, we do have some storage areas there that would help to keep the pumpkins and the winter squash and the potatoes. We grow a lot of potatoes up there. So the food that we can produce there will more than properly provide all the nutrients and vitamins that are needed by any person living, in this country today. We also have the farm that's very important, as I was talking about. Right now, the interim farm manager is Glenn Libby. Glenn has a long history working with counties here in New Hampshire. I first met Glenn Libby when I was a county commissioner over in Sullivan County, and Glenn was working at the Sullivan County Department of Corrections. And then when I moved over to Sanbornton, New Hampshire, in Belknap County, I ran into Glenn Libby again, and he was working in the Department of Corrections in Belknap County, over in Laconia. And then when I moved back home to Plymouth, and became a county commissioner, I met Glenn Libby again up at the Grafton County Department of Corrections, where he was then serving the people of Grafton County as the superintendent of the Department of Corrections until he retired a few years ago. But now Glenn has kind of come back to help out in terms of the farm operation and trying to get the inmates, the residents of the Department of Corrections, to work more on the farm, because that's in their best interest. Learning how to grow food and be a little more willing to work in society. We also have an outstanding farm milk manager, Ben White, and Ben is a great herdsman, and he does a wonderful job on the farm making milk, and we sell the milk to Agrimark, and that brings some income into the farm in order to help reduce your taxes. And of course, we have the nursing home. We have the 135-bed nursing home. The present nursing home manager is Craig Labor, and Craig is a graduate of St. Anselm's College, where I graduated from back in the 1970s, 76 I think I graduated. Craig graduated a few years after, but Craig Labor is doing an outstanding job with the Grafton County Nursing Home. He has an outstanding staff of nursing staff, RNs, LNAs. He has the kitchen under his responsibility, and the kitchen, of course, feeds the residents in the nursing home. However, even though we have 135 beds, due to the rules and regulations of the federal government and the state government, and because of COVID, we lost a lot of good nursing personnel who refused to get the jab. And I was one of the 3 commissioners that voted against requiring our nursing staff to get the jab that was being required and ordered by the federal government and the state government during the COVID pandemic. And I believe those of us that did not require our staff people to have the jab, come to find out we were correct in not enforcing that. But we lost a lot of good nursing staff, and it's very difficult to catch up and find nursing staff who are willing to work. The county was doing an awful lot with these traveling nurse agencies, and we were paying millions of dollars a year just to find replacement nurses for our nursing home. And we're still not able to catch up. But we are doing some in-house training of LNAs, and that will help to fill in some of the blanks, some of the labor issues, and trying to deal with some of the labor issues that we have with the nursing home. Some of the issues that we're dealing with right now on the county campus, which is up in North Haverhill, is the county courthouse. Now, I've been practicing law in Grafton County, for about 45 years, and one of the first cases that I had there was at the Grafton County Courthouse. And yeah, the Grafton County Courthouse is a very unique building, having been designed and built in the 1970s. And so right now, and this is the booklet that we had done about 4 years ago under the auspices of Andrew Dorsett, who was the county administrator at that time. And I've got to put this back on, otherwise Jonathan's not going to be happy with me. Jonathan, I do not know how this fell off. I don't. Hopefully you can hear me better now. So we're dealing with trying to determine whether or not we need to build a completely new county courthouse. There are certain parts of the county courthouse right now is where some of the county officials have their offices, the sheriff's department, the register of deeds. But the state of New Hampshire has 2 courtrooms in there, and the circuit court is also housed in the county courthouse. Paroles, the state of New Hampshire parole people have offices there. And we also have our 911 system, emergency system, which is attached to the sheriff's department. That is also housed in the county courthouse. And the one big issue that we keep hearing is that the elevator in the courthouse is at risk, and we've been told by the people in charge of the maintenance and keeping all of the buildings up and in good repair, that if the elevator in the courthouse stops in between 2 floors for whatever reason, we don't have the parts to fix it. So that is one of the rationales for building a brand new entire courthouse, which the courthouse, some people envision having the Registry of Deeds office that used to be in the courthouse when I first started practicing law back in the late 1970s. And now the Registry of Deeds is in the county administration building. And there is a lot of discussion by certain county officials that perhaps the Register of Deeds office would be more secure if it were in the county courthouse, where there is always deputies watching people as they come in and having them go through the little machines that test whether or not they've got illegal implements with them, whether it's a firearm or a knife or something like that. So that's one of the big issues. I mean, we're talking about ultimately a $36 million cost to the people of Grafton County to build a new house, to build a new jail, and not a new jail, a new superior courthouse. And we are working with 2 people from the state of New Hampshire judicial system who have spent many years themselves working on building courthouses in various parts of New Hampshire. And, they Concord, Merrimack County just had a new courthouse built down there. And so, we will, if the courthouse, which is what it's going to be called probably, if we continue to rent the courtrooms and the clerk's office, out of that building, then it will continue to be called, the county courthouse. But we're not quite sure yet. We're meeting on a regular basis. In fact, we've got a meeting tomorrow to talk about where we're going with this. The county has hired some architects to start designing the building, but no final decisions have been made as to what exactly will be housed in the new county courthouse. One of the things that I'm hoping is that the county bar, the attorneys who practice in Grafton County, will have back a couple of office areas or consultation rooms in the courthouse, and a room where they can still have places to do research and meet with some of their clients before going into court. But plus have a couple of other conference rooms where they can have conferences with attorneys on the other side if it's a civil matter and they're trying to settle a case. So there's a lot of things going into it. And our county administrator, Julie Libby, who also does a fantastic job. Julie is a real good part of Grafton County. We are very fortunate to have her, and I keep reminding her that the R word for retired does not apply to her, and she's not very happy when I mention that to her. But she's been a very stalwart member of Grafton County operations, I think for the last 35 years, and we're very fortunate to have Julie Libby as the present county administrator. We also have an assistant county administrator, Holly, and she, and I don't know if she knows this or not, but when we hired Holly a couple of years ago, part of the plan in hiring that job at that time was to, if Julie Libby retired, that we would have a new county administrator to step right into Julie's shoes. And I really think that Holly would be fantastic in filling that job right now. Not right now, no, Julie, not right now, but when you're ready to go, Julie, which should be 20 years from now. Again, it's a real honor and privilege for me, Omer Ahern Jr., to serve as the county commissioner. I will not be coming back in early January after the 8th of January. Once again, the county voters have given me an unplanned 2-year vacation, and I plan on doing, some volunteer work up there at Grafton County, working a little bit on the farm and, just being available. And I want to thank Katie Hedberg for filling in as the District 3 Grafton County Commissioner. And she'll be working with, again, Commissioner Wendy Piper from District 1, Commissioner Martha McLeod from District 2, and Katie Hedberg will be the commissioner from District 3. There's a number of people that over the years that I've been with Grafton County that have been outstanding public servants for the people of Grafton County. One person is one of the past sheriffs, Doug Dutile from Haverhill. Doug has been a very outstanding sheriff. Constitutional office, the High Sheriff of Grafton County, and I thank Doug and his wife Barb, who was also a deputy at the Grafton County Sheriff's Department, for their service over the years. Again, I want to thank Craig Labor for his outstanding work as Grafton County Nursing Home Administrator. Thank Glenn Libby and Ben White for their service at the Grafton County Farm and the dairy operations. Tim Lethbridge at the Department of Corrections. Tim is doing a fantastic job making sure that the inmates are properly protected and that the corrections officers are properly corrected, and providing, when they have to take them to other courthouses in the county for judicial hearings, that everybody is going to be in a safe environment and safe situation. Another person I would like to thank for his, I think, his thoughtful work is the chairman of the Grafton County Delegation. Now, the Grafton County Delegation are members of the New Hampshire State Legislature, the General Court, who are elected from all of Grafton County. And they're ultimately responsible for the passage of the county budget. The county budget is drawn up by the county commissioners, but the county delegation makes the final decision as to whether to add to that budget or decrease that budget. And the Grafton County delegation has been led in the last few years, and I had his name right on the tip of my tongue. He is from the town of Lebanon, and forgive me, Representative, and it'll jump out for me before my 6 minutes and 14 seconds are left. And he has done a very thoughtful job in making sure that what is, in his opinion, best for Grafton County is what's carried out. I don't always agree with his votes when he votes down in the legislature down in Concord, but I just want to thank him for his service. A couple of other people I would like to thank for their very good service would be Jim Oakes. Jim is a veteran, and he's the head of the maintenance department up there at Grafton County. So he is, responsible for, the electrical things up there, the storage tanks for fuel, the running of the wood-fired plant that heats the courthouse, the House of Correction, and the administration building. But he also has to keep, keep an eye on the backup heating system. So I want to thank Jim Oakes for his good work there. And he gives us a fantastic maintenance department report every month when he comes in to make his monthly report. And one of the issues that his agency or his part of the county operation is the shooting range. We do have a shooting range across the street, across the Daniel Webster Highway from the nursing home and the jail, up out in the woods. And that's where the sheriff's department deputies go and do their training, and other people, properly who have signed up and let us know at the county that they're going over to shoot, and just to make sure we don't have any, people going there that shouldn't be going there when there is active shooting going on. And again, that's also right in the middle of where our, forest is, where we do forestry management. And again, we just have some fantastic people there that there's a lot of things that we're trying to do. Part of my job as a county commissioner, and I use this phrase many times, is trying to convince the department heads when they come in during budget season, and the county elected officials, register of deeds, the county attorney, and the county treasurer. When they come in and they want to spend money or borrow money, I always ask them, make sure you are able to differentiate among your needs, your wants, and your desires. I have no problem funding the needs of our county employees to make sure they have the equipment that they need to work with. And, these are the things that I want to make sure are happening properly. But if they want something that they desire to have, that should not be thrown onto the backs of the county taxpayers. And so I've always been very careful about when I make a decision on what should go into the county budget each year, and the county budget is based upon a fiscal year that starts on the 1st of July. So right now we are in the fiscal year 2025. And, I just want to make sure that the money that is being budgeted and being set aside for different purposes is going to be for the needs of the county. Now, if I'm not in favor of that budget, I vote against it. And I voted against this 2025 annual budget because there were some things in there that I believe that as your representative spending your money, the things that should not have been purchased. And we'll just have to see what happens. Again, I just want to thank everyone for their cooperation with me as a county commissioner. I can assure you of this. Not everyone up there agreed with my decisions. Again, but my decisions were based upon what is in the best interest of you, the people and the taxpayers of Grafton County. And I thank you again. We will, if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. My email address is omer.ahern.jr@gmail.com. And my phone number is 603-764-6024. It's the only phone I've got. It is my office number, and I'm not always in my office, but I just want to let you know how to get a hold of me if you have any questions. And Representative George Sykes, I told you I would remember your name before this was over, and it's Representative George Sykes of Lebanon, who is the chairman of the Grafton County delegation. And George Sykes does a fantastic job as the chairman of the county delegation. So George, thank you, and thank you all in Grafton County, and we will be seeing you. God bless America, and God bless the great state, the Granite State of New Hampshire. Take care and have a wonderful, happy Christmas and a very prosperous and safe New Year. Thank you.